There are a load of civilians who are being evacuated now from a frontline area who, you can see they're mostly old women and men who've just been taken out of an area. How are you feeling? You speak English? Children as well? These are the children who've been coming under shelling and bombardment. Hi, hello sir, do you speak English? They're all clearly very traumatized. If I show you what they've been running from, this is the area that they've been running from. It's the town of Irpin, which is about 8 kilometers away from the capital, Kiev, and you can see a large amount of smoke and whatever in the background. We've heard a lot of outgoing artillery because they're trying to stop the advancing troops. Now, we're not sure exactly what's going on in there because the soldiers are, they've lost our picture at the moment, if you can try and sort that. But I'll carry on talking because I believe you can hear me. There's a lot going on in Irpin, and we're back, and they've been ferrying out civilians, large numbers of civilians. You can hear there's a lot of action, artillery ingoing and outgoing from Irpin. That's outgoing, that big boom. They suspect these are part of the Russian troops who are trying to get to the capital. We're very close to the capital. It's only taken us about half an hour. If you didn't have multiple checkpoints, it would take you far less time. We know that there are a substantial number of civilians still trapped in that town who are trying to get out. We've seen a number of them walking out, some being ferried out, ambulances coming out. There's a large number of Ukrainian soldiers that we've seen, some who came out who said they'd come from Bucha. That's another area that's beyond. It's fine, it's okay. There's a number of, we know that there are a number of reports coming from Bucha where there is, they are also being shelled. Bucha is to the northeast, if you like, of Irpin. We know that there is action, fighting, explosions, shelling going on in both Bucha and Irpin here. And I think those who are under attack in Bucha are forced to come through this town, Irpin. So this is also, you can hear substantial shelling and rocket fire. We've been speaking to a number of Ukrainian soldiers, a number of Ukrainian politicians just this morning, one who joined up the territorial army, as many of them have, absolutely urgently demanding more international participation in this in the way of a no-fly zone. We heard the president, the Ukrainian president, overnight, and this morning he's been on television again this morning, appealing to the international community and NATO to impose a no-fly zone because they believe that this is the only way that they're going to be able to stop the advancing Russian troops. We know that there's a huge number of Russian troops. Satellite images have shown it's 40-mile long, with tankers, fuel tankers, a large number of troops, several thousand troops who have been sitting on the north of the capital for the past 4 days, according to US and UK intelligence. There's a lot going on in the centre of Irpin at the moment. This has really picked up in the last couple of hours because earlier on this morning when we were intending to go into the centre, we were told that it was possible to get into the centre from our military contacts, and obviously that's completely changed in the last few hours, and many of the Ukrainians who've been coming out of Irpin and Bucha have been demanding that there's some sort of humanitarian corridor agreed, because where all that noise is coming from, where all that military sound that you're hearing, there are civilians there at the end of that. Terrified civilians. Look, these are some of them that have just come out. Again, there's a small gaggle of journalists here who are trying to get into the city to talk to some of the civilians, and these are the coaches that they're being taken out on. Let's just take a quick look inside just to get a quick. Does anyone speak English here?
Yeah.
Hi. What was it like in there? Where you've just come from Irpin or somewhere else?
We were on a circle, like you know when you're.
It's okay. Don't worry. Okay, they're very stressed. Tell me quickly. Are you all right?
I'm all right.
And how many people are trapped in there?
Legalized 420. American.
British. How many more?
Cannabis legalized in Great Britain.
Pardon?
Is cannabis legalized in Great
I
Britain?
don't know whether cannabis is licensed. I'm glad that's all you're thinking about. How many civilians are still there, do you think?
I think not many. Those who can't, like defend themselves.
Right. But there are still substantial civilians there.
Yeah.
Look, you can see they're in a traumatized state. Very of them, very. The Ukrainians are strong people, he's asking. Are you all right, sir? Yeah, they've got very red faces. They're looking very upset because they know that they're lucky to be alive, frankly. Even they managed.
Glory to Ukraine. Glory to Ukraine.
Glory to Ukraine. That's what a lot of. And still more vehicles are going back in to try and pick people up. Travel safe.
Bless you.
Okay. I was saying that there's obviously a substantial amount of military action going on in there. That is outgoing, so they're trying to push them back. They're trying to keep them there. They're trying to hold them back. You can hear the other languages because of the international correspondents who are here. We're all. Oh, look, you can see outgoing rockets and flares. Well, that seems to me like it's getting closer. But they're still desperately trying to take civilians out of the combat zone. Seems to have gone a bit quiet. I can see, actually, vehicles not too far away. One that's just left here, who's trying to pick up civilians there who've managed to make their way there. Is that a military vehicle, Jake, that you can see? It looked like beyond the Humvee there was a military vehicle doing manoeuvres, and there's still a row of coaches here waiting. They're obviously expecting more civilians to come out, or hoping. Here comes another two vehicles. So any civilians who've managed to make it to this far, they're trying to pick up. And beyond that, it's difficult to judge the distances in this case, but beyond that, I would say maybe half a mile, you could see big mushroom of cloud where there's obviously been some explosions. Here comes some more civilians coming out. It sounds like there's almost street by street fighting, because we can hear arms fire. We're obviously going to be monitoring this situation, which is still very active throughout the rest of the day and this morning, and we'll bring you any updates. But right at the moment, there is an active, what appears to be fighting going on in Irpin, which is only 8 kilometers from the Ukrainian capital, and there have been more and more urgent appeals from Ukrainian politicians, the Ukrainian people, for a no-fly zone to be imposed and for urgently a humanitarian corridor to be agreed between the fighting sides, so that the civilians who are trapped inside that town can be rescued. We'll keep you up to date throughout the day.
Alex Crawford there. Please keep safe.